The Zephyrian homeworld of Kepler 442b had known peace for 4 millennia. Their crystalline cities hummed with harmonious frequencies. Their people communicated through gentle telepathic waves, and their technology flourished without the concept of violence. The word weapon existed only in their ancient historical archives, relics from a darker time before their great enlightenment. Elder Vextage floated gracefully through the council chamber, his translucent form shimmering with concern. The emergency beacon had been silent for exactly 4,000 years, 3 months, and 17 days. Today it screamed. "The Devourers have returned," whispered Counselor Miraresis, her ethereal voice trembling through the neural link. The assembled beings pulsed with fear-tinged colors. Deep purples and sickly yellows that hadn't been seen since the ancient texts described the last great terror. The Devourers were not merely conquerors. They were erasers of existence itself. Wherever their dark ships passed, entire star systems vanished into nothingness, consumed by their reality-warping technology. For 1,000 years ago, they had swept through this galaxy like a cosmic plague before mysteriously disappearing beyond the rim. Now they had returned, and their hunger seemed infinite. "Our defensive measures?" Vextage inquired, though he already knew the answer. The Zephyrians had evolved beyond conflict, their weapons turned to dust, their military knowledge forgotten like a half-remembered nightmare. "Inadequate," came the unanimous psychic response. "We are defenseless." As if summoned by their despair, the void around Kepler 442b began to tear. Massive, angular ships emerged, black as collapsed stars and bristling with technologies that hurt to perceive. The Devourers had found them. The first city died in minutes, the second in seconds. The elegant spires of Zephyrian civilization crumbled into quantum foam as reality itself unraveled under the alien assault. Then, impossibly, something struck back. A fleet materialized from hyperspace, crude, angular vessels that seemed primitive compared to both Zephyrian artistry and Devourer sophistication. These newcomers' ships were scarred with battle damage, painted in garish colors, and covered in strange symbols that seemed to glorify destruction. The lead vessel broadcast on all frequencies in a harsh, guttural language that the Zephyrians' translation matrices struggled to interpret. "This is Admiral Kane of the Terran Death Fleet. All Devourer vessels, prepare to be annihilated." What followed was not a battle. It was an apocalyptic symphony of violence that made the Devourers' assault seem gentle by comparison. The humans fought with a savage creativity that defied comprehension. They turned their own ships into weapons, detonated stars as distractions, and wielded technologies that violated several fundamental laws of physics. Captain Sarah Chun stood on the bridge of the warship Vengeance, her scarred face illuminated by weapon displays. Her crew, descendants of Earth's final survivors, had spent 4 millennia hunting the Devourers through the cosmic dark. They had become something beyond human, shaped by endless war into perfect instruments of destruction. "Fire the reality bombs," she commanded, her voice cold as vacuum. "Send these parasites back to whatever hell spawned them." The Zephyrians watched in stunned horror and gratitude as the humans systematically dismantled the Devourer fleet. These warriors fought with a brutality that should have terrified them, yet each act of violence was precisely calculated to save innocent lives. When the last Devourer ship dissolved into quantum static, Admiral Kane's image appeared in every Zephyrian mind, a weathered woman with eyes that had seen too much death. "We've been tracking these things for 4,000 years, she said simply. "Seemed like you could use some help." Elder Vextage struggled to comprehend these savior killers. "Why?" he whispered across the void. "Why save us when you could have let us fall?" Kane smiled grimly. "Because somebody has to stop the monsters, and sometimes it takes monsters to kill monsters." As the human fleet prepared to depart, continuing their eternal hunt, the Zephyrians understood a fundamental truth. Peace was a luxury that required guardians willing to embrace the darkness that peaceful beings could not. The silence returned to Kepler 442b, but it would never again be innocent.